Ladies and gentlemen, Gungans, droids, all you beautiful catty muted conants with the extended forwards and lifespans, and of course, how can I forget the creepy looking plagueis people lurking in the shadows for reasons we may never know because of budget constraints? People, welcome to today's video on AHN, where we kind of have the oddball out of the blue kid reveal. I thought they had a new schedule for kid reveals. I don't know, but I don't care because that gives us something to talk about today. People, coming over. Where today in our video gaming studio, we're gonna be talking about the new next character for the second Bad Batch team, Batcher, this little Rhyhorn meets dog looking animal over here. People, let's get chit chat. I'm already kind of liking this because you know why? It's a pretty simple kid. It was a fast read. We don't get that too often, and sometimes kiss is better. Keep it simple, stupid, or I guess kiss, you know, Dr. Love. Okay, yeah, whatever. Okay, yeah, anyways, let's get down to business, people. So, a little confusing here because generally the old system was kit reveal on Tuesday, then update Wednesday, and then we get the test on Thursday. Well, we're getting the kit reveal today, even though now their new system is supposed to be Friday kit reveal, Monday update, and then Tuesday testing. But they're releasing the kit reveal today, and we're not going to be seeing this character be available until next week, Tuesday. I don't know, people, so your guess is as good as mine why our kit reveals have been a little all over the place lately, but you know what, who cares, because we're going to be able to chit-chat, and guess what, we got pictures today, people. We have the new Batcher member, Lightside. It's going to have, I guess, categories as the tags, I suppose, that we're going to have as well, so pretty simple stuff going on. Our first beast type of unit, animal type of unit that we have in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Let's just get down to business. So yeah, January 28th. So we're gonna be able to play with her. And guess what? Remember that little interaction that we saw inside of the Nexu fight in Geonosis TB, or I guess it's brought back to Geonosis on the Rise of the Empire. The bleed mechanic is gonna be making its way over to Batcher's kit. And why don't we just go show you what we got here, my friends? Again, pretty simple. I like the memo that we have here. Crushing Assault, basic ability. Deal physical damage to target enemy and gain speed up for 1 turn. And then during Batcher's turn, if the target was marked, inflict defense down with 2 stacks of off balance. Now, off balance is the thing that started last year, and they're kind of making its way through other kits in the game. I guess Batcher is gonna be the next one that's gonna be having it. But overall, pretty simple stuff. Off balance is more, what would you call it, Garrett? Like a newer version of exposed. I suppose the best way to explain it, in case you didn't catch up with what off balance is, because you may have been off balance. Anyways, people, we gotta keep moving forward to our first special ability. I'm telling you, we're gonna be reading through this so quickly, I think. Special 1, Piercing Howl. Cooldown of 2. I mean, I gotta say, man, some of these cooldowns, as we saw Bad Batch Omega, which is currently under investigation, they've been having some pretty low cooldowns. Cooldown of 2, so you're gonna be using this quite often. All Bad Batch allies gain 30% offense for 2 turns. That doesn't sound all that bad to me, people. And then dispel all buffs and inflict mark on the target enemy for 2 turns. So this is sort of looking like almost the Captain Tarpals in a way for this new Bad Batch team, which can't be resisted. And then you get to inflict ability block on all enemies inflicted with off balance for 1 turn. And then you get to apply offense down on all enemies for 2 turns. So they're getting a little interesting here. They've been kind of trying to provide almost all these newer teams a way to ignore autonomy. Look at last year. As I said, Captain Tarpals was one of them. Then you have Shin that can ignore taunts, for example. Can Ezra as well, too. I believe the Ezra Exile can as well. So they've been really trying to make sure you give ways. Boy, it kind of sucks to minimize the impact of tanks out there by being able to ignore, being able to direct the attention everywhere. That's why we're kind of seeing like this new Omega team with the undispellable stealth at the start. It's one of the ways to kind of mitigate the power of characters that can ignore taunts. But anyways, I digress, people, because there's one more special ability that we need to break down here. And that is the special number 2, Ferocious Bite, with an Omicron and a cooldown of 3. Let's dial it back. Let's dial it back. What do we got here? I think you're asking, what's the Omicron for? It's for territory wars, so better than territory battles and galactic challenges, I suppose, right? It's the second most important game, what I would say. Now, I think territory battles is more important than territory wars, but I enjoy territory wars more than territory battles. Don't put me this. It's basically a Grand Arena or bust me. But anyways, here's what we have. Deal physical damage to target enemy and inflict pinned for 2 turns and 2 stacks of bleed. So there we go. We're seeing bleed come back and pin. We saw that last year being added to the STAP. What was that? What does STAP stand for? Yeah. Super Tacos Always Pierogi. Listen, I don't make up these. I don't know what George Lucas is on when he gave that acronym there. But in case you guys need a little reminder on what bleed does, reduces your speed by 5%, tenacity, loses 5% each turn, and then you get to remove 1 stack when any health is recovered. So it's almost like, basically, the way I'm kind of understanding Batcher here, I guess it kind of fits the theme. Supposed to be a dog. You got to sick him, boy. Sick him, boy. You know, so you're going to go ahead and try to like pin someone down, get it? And then so everyone can kind of like dog on that. You like all these puns I'm throwing out there today? That's kind of what I'm getting. Just trying to help you kind of navigate what's going on, hold someone down for you. And that's basically what pin's going to be doing, and the bleed as well. So again, it kind of seems on theme. But if you're going to go all the way to the distance, who sings that song? Is that Hercules? I can go the distance. No, that's Aladdin, Gary. Anyways, while in territories, inflict an additional stack of bleed, maximum of 6 until the end of the encounter, which can't be dispelled. And if another Bad Batch ally is inflicted with captive, the cooldown of this ability is refreshed. Now, we did our initial Omega testing. Right now, you could sort of see it in action on her at least, and apparently there's actually a bug with it as well. Some people can't kill Omega, even though she's the last one standing. That's an unintended interaction, but don't worry, they're looking at the fun stuff right now. They're looking at that Darth Nihilus interaction. Yeah, that's the stuff we gotta worry about, not the bugs that causes people to lose Grand Arenas. They'll deal with it, they'll get another Grand Arena. But anyways, I digress, people. Oh boy, I'm hoping the Omega interaction, we get a good outcome out of it, but that's another day, another dollar for that one. But anyways, we haven't really been able to see the captive mechanic really in full swing yet, and we're working its way there. But the whole point is, if someone does get captive, she's gonna be able to spam this over and over again, basically, to try it again, try to release the person that's in captivity. And then we just get straight to the unique ability again. Fairly simple kit. We have the unique ability LH-201, Zeta ability. I believe that was her designation number when she was in captivity, if I recall correctly. Batcher's damage can't be evaded. It's kind of a weird way of saying it. Generally, we say this attack can't be evaded, but it's saying the damage can't be evaded. Okay, and then she ignores stealth and taunt during her turn. I know I just said stealth's kind of important to try to mitigate things like this, but I guess I sort of jumped a little too far because, well, she's going to ignore stealth and taunts. Man, I guess she is the goodest girl of all time. And then while another Bad Batch ally is inflicted with captive, this is where things get really interesting. Batcher's going to get 50% offense. And remember, we already have other offensive gains that we have. And I believe, Gary fact-checked me. All right, that's enough time. Bad Batch Omega's lead, she also gives extra offense. So, you know, we're waiting to see who the damage dealer is going to be for the team. It could be her. We have 50% offense, 50 speed, and piercing Howl's cooldown is reduced by 1, which is the one right here, which again already has a pretty low cooldown. You know, so it's like 2 turns. Basically, she's going to be almost always being able to use this here. Batcher assists whenever she uses a special ability on her turn. Someone kind of does something like that, right? They do an ability and they call themselves to assist. It's basically, it's kind of like Bo-Katan. She calls everyone to assist, but she assists off herself as well. So again, being able to get her to use her basic ability as much as possible. You're always gonna be hitting these specials pretty frequently, cooldown of 2, maybe even 1. It's like, why does Bad Batch Omega even have a cooldown reset thing if it wasn't intended to work with anyone else, even though it says, you know, reduce cooldowns on target ally? Okay, I don't, listen, we don't even know if they're gonna do anything. Oh, calm down. Okay, I'm calming down. I'm calm down. Are you calm down? Anyways, these characters already have some pretty low cooldowns. Speculation on the street from a lot of people is that maybe Crosshair will have some sort of an insta-kill. It'd be pretty weird if Omega works better with Nihilus, and then the Crosshair, whomever, doesn't have like some sort of cool high cooldown ability that needs reduction. But anyways, calling herself to assist, being able to constantly give her speed. I'm wondering, she's gonna be pretty fast. Getting that 50 speed on the unique, speed up on the basic here, seems pretty neat, right? And then during Batcher's turn, which is anytime she's doing a special, it's her turn, right? If the enemy is marked, you're gonna inflict defense down and 2 stacks of off balance as well. So we gotta wait and see what it really looks like. We're kind of still building towards the full Bad Batch picture. Right now, Omega's been a ton of fun to play with in all these variety of teams, whether it's Nihilus, the Malik. Again, we call her Darth Omega for a reason. It's been an absolute blast, but I want to remind you guys, in case you guys Missed that you're vacationing in a cave in Tatooine. I get it. Great time this time of year to be there. There is some interaction investigation that they're doing, particularly with Nihilus and Omega. Whether they're looking into Omega resetting the cooldown so Nihilus can get fairly fast instant kills, or they're looking into my optimistic view, where they're looking into the Darth Nihilus lead in Omega. Time will tell, but all I can say so far, at least, barring what happens from this, the Bad Batch is shaped up to be quite a fun team, and I think we're gonna have some fun at this. So keep in mind, we are not gonna be testing this character out this week. I know it's weird. I'll see you next week when we can test out this character. But you know what, people? I don't care if it's tomorrow, next week, the year after, the decade after, the next century. I'm promising you one thing, and one thing only. No matter where you are, there's always one thing that you can be assured of. And that's how it's great to be in the Empire today.
Oh, it's great to be